Tibesa kobendera kunago kwanirwa ime yebunge nene nabo igo omwanchwa omo oligereria igo bono omo governor we county area ya Garissa nere Ahmed Khalif anyere ko bakagoika se senate area koerera naki obotumeki bw'Kibesa bogenderete ime ye county eyo nabo omwanchwa omo oligereria igo omorai wense ya Marekani yomosikia Donald Trump anyere ko bakagotebanga enseyo ya Marekani ngotiere ko bwatoka ebesa gosa ase orogongorwa Africa eriyo konekia kuriya gukora endwari eria nebinyinyi via Ebola ayo amona yanda mange na kuburiye obenenche Mourice Seretta ase teka chinke chirebosyo ngoyaretere asenchera yoboikeranu
aya na yatekire chinga kiechi ime ya Kisi TV.
Karibu sana umwanchiwa omo ligereria ekero bono yanyarete ko bake kosomwa ase entunda ya kabere igo bono omoswara oria bwe Kibesa umanyekane temona somona bwe Kenyanda ntobu buna finance bill ogenderere gukwanirwa ime yebunge enene imambia yarero igo bono ababunge bakuna kuboria amaswari nabo igo abande bakuna kuboria monchuri yanyare ko bagagokorerwa omoswada oyo nyuma yogotia goetigwa erinde onyare ko bagokoba erichi kotiango toiwe ngaki ababunga bo bagenderere kujukwanira omoswada oyo bwe Kibesa ekero bono ligetie gotia gosomwa eria gatatu na kobekwa ese ikobarichiko erinde budget area yasometwe wiki yaite nyare ko bakegotia oikeranibwa.
Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, you cannot stand at your place having said you yourself attended, then at the same time say the committee manufactured, participants. That one, I insist and I order you to withdraw. Please don't take the speaker the direction he does not want to go. Please withdraw. It is an order and it is not subject to review.
Honorable Speaker, because I'll be proposing amendments, I withdraw. Honorable Speaker, I am here telling Kenyans that this parliament through the committee is proposing an increment of prices on metubas, Honorable Speaker.
Give the mic to the chair, Committee on Finance on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker,
maybe for clarity, are metumbas taxed now? If so, what is proposed now? Could you just clarify that?
Honorable Speaker, and I really want to urge my comrade, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, to take his time to read the bill. Just simple text of reading. Currently, mitumbas in this country are taxed at standard rate of 16%. That is a fact. Now, as we speak, the VAT Act imposes 16% VAT on mitumba. Once the importers of mitumba sell those particular mitumbas, Honorable Speaker, they are also subjected to 30% corporation tax on their profit, Honorable Speaker. What the bill is actually proposing is to exempt VAT, mitumba from VAT. So the proposal here, Honorable Speaker, and that's why when we challenge you to, on fact, go to the just simple read the bill, tell us where are we increasing taxation on mitumba. The bill actually is proposing to exempt mitumba from VAT, and that is a fact.
Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, where are new taxes proposed on mitumba? Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, in which clause is mitumba taxes being increased?
Honorable Speaker, I am repeating for the 18th time. I am at no obligation to tell anyone anything other than debating, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, we are debating both the bill, but you're also debating the committee, Honorable Speaker. We cannot hide above and below semantics. Order! Order, Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker, I was saying the guidance you sought from Honorable Ndindi Nyoro was on the clause that is taxing mitumba in the bill or the proposal in the report of the committee that is proposing that. The chair has clarified that. And all that Honorable Ndindi Nyoro is doing is now to throw words as the chair and the speaker because he cannot substantiate. And Honorable Speaker, I know people want to shout. and mislead Kenyans on record. But we also have an obligation, Honorable Speaker, to set the record straight. Just like the Honorable Dinyoro purported that there are roadside declarations on pay as you earn. And there is nowhere in our report or in the bill that pay as you earn was touched. But when the Cabinet Secretary appeared before this House last week, he did clarify that the proposal on pay as you earn is coming in a different proposal before the House to be considered by the House, and therefore all this heckling, Honorable Speaker, you know I'm the last person to be dissuaded by hecklers. I know they have been instructed that they must be here to come and heckle.
Onchumigiriye kerayo agenderete korwa ime yebunge enene ayo yogo kwanera umuswada oyo wetibesa igo torarigie kona koena kyanga ngotia torego konyamanya ase encha yobo kirano kigema goskabose moncho omorigiriya omo waziri wo bacheno moske Aden Duale igo imambia ya rero aikiranire ase obosio bwe Senate eriyo konyara kwabaga korera imirobirio eserikali yebegetana nemono otia kone kyanga umurobirio yabo bacheno osha onyarere kwaba omoikirano ime yense ya Kenya aya narabwate agokwane karaikirana ase Senate mambia ya rero.
Wagazija community in Mombasa, which are 3,000 people or so, and have not yet been, although they were born in Kenya, they are not yet registered as people, and similar other situations, which means these people are denied services of SHA by the fact that they have not been registered as Kenyans, but also there are other normal Kenyans who, for one reason or another, have not been, they have no ID, and therefore cannot make SHA payments, and therefore, in case of an accident, or they appear in an hospital, they are not able to be taken care of. The final one is you have given for 3,000 cancer patients, but so far we are able to take care of only 3,000, meaning the variation of 40,000 is huge. What is the ministry doing to make sure that we cover the other 40,000? And before we complete this session, is there something we can do so that as many Kenyans as possible who have cancer can benefit, because this is where the biggest problem is? And finally, Waziri, sometimes there is no network in the hospitals. There's a week there was a lot of complaints. They came to the floor of the House. There were requests for statements which have not yet been processed, that many people will go to a hospital and then there is no network, so they are sent away. I don't know how, Waziri, you could address that so that every citizen feels that your ministry has really taken care of their health issues, and especially when they have registered with the SHA. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Waziri. Before you respond to those concerns, Waziri, we have just been joined by Senator Governor Mandago. Senator Governor Mandago chairs Committee on Health in the Senate. So I think he's here out of a very serious interest. Having been around for some time and being the chair health, this matter directly touches on his docket. That's why we are here. So welcome. Can you please go on record, Senator Mandago?
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Jackson Mandago, Senator Wasingishu, and I chair Senate Health Committee. I'm here as a friend of this committee because this is a matter of national interest.
Chair.
Thank you, Senator Jackson Mandago. Senator Mungatana was supposed to be next, then I'll come back to you. Manso has raised some very pertinent issues on
Public participation.
actually was addressing an issue in Daraka. We have a serious, Dr. Mwangangi, you had better listen to this.
Let me start with Senator Faki before he leaves. When I was the leader of majority, we used to have a problem. Members ask questions, then they leave. So, but still, there's a Hansard will capture the.
Your colleague from water in my committee. So.
Okay. I think number one, Senator, the National Cancer Control Program guidelines by the Ministry of Health has guided both the clinical limits for each cancer chemotherapy regime, and SHA is implementing that fully. So a doctor will not just come and say it's 8, it's 6, it's 5. No. The guidelines are there, they're in law, and the social health authority will implement that. So, and that is why we're increasing the limit, so that based on that, we know we are covering as many people as possible. And I can tell you, Senator, that that pronouncement by His Excellency the President during the State of the Nation address in November last year, and what was happening that time and what's happening now is a world of difference. If you go to even the Regional Cancer Center in Mombasa, which is one of our biggest cancer centers, you will see the difference that in terms of that. The second one is, and you know, if you look at Article 43 of the Constitution, which is for the attainment of the best health care for citizens, it cannot be achieved in one day or in 1 year or in 5 years. I mean, it talks about progressive realization under Article 43. If you look at 43.1, it's a progressive. So we might be doing one, but I'm sure one day we'll reach where we cover all our cancer patients. In terms of settlement rate, let me be very, very clear. I can give the settlement rate generally of the whole country is about 84%. But for Mombasa is at 71%. So what people are saying out there, they are lying.
Guskapse mwanchwa omo ligerelia igo ege ikaro ekenene kyogokora uburingoria eliogo chiakonekia nga ibirengo bya masomo ngoimo kigwabire igoro igo kiegenderete tinga kiechiga ime ye skuru yobo bundi ya kabete chinsemo chiria chia Nairobi gose Kiambu okona kurwa chinsemetyo igo abamanyi bali yaba ikirande chinsemetyo bagote banga obutuki boime gose research yeganeria mono eliokonekia nga ibirengo bya masomo byanyareko babikoba ebya aiga ase ense ya Kenya mugeni bwesiko asege karekyo igare omuwaziri wekisemi omuskembi gose ogamba
to new thinking and fresh perspectives on what innovative solutions each one of us can contribute to address these challenges. As the Governing Council, we firmly believe that research remains one of the most powerful tools for social and economic transformation. Research strengthens teaching and learning, informs policy formulation, drives innovation, and provides practical solutions to emerging challenges. It is through research that institutions remain relevant and responsive to the rapidly changing demands of society and the world of work. Kabete National Polytechnic has continued to distinguish itself as a leading institution in technical and vocational education and training by promoting applied research that directly responds to societal needs. We are proud of the growing research culture within our institution and the partnerships we have cultivated with the academia, industry, government, and development partners to advance knowledge and innovation. Over the next 3 days, this conference will provide an important platform for exchange of ideas, presentation of research findings, showcasing of innovations, and the strengthening of collaborations.
Kamati ye Senate eria koligererio botumiki bwe chibesa ime ye chi county igo bono lituko liarero ya nyarere kwa geko mounengia omo governor we county ya Wajir Ahmed Abdullahi igo bono Abdullahi aikire ase senate yo erio kwa ranga ki county yaje egenderete gotumika chibesa ke igo kego cha magiga yo mubaro omonene bwa bagabana otebanga tiba tageti oikenana asobusiwe kamati yo kubotekana na kiria bare gotebanga baseneta mbari bare gosaba yaki irinde banyane ko bakoba amachibu amayekero banyarire ko bagotoka nama mochote yango tonyore chibiche chiokorwa ase senate ekarabono ekamati yo kurigerera ubutumeki bw'ekibesa yare komunengia umugavano yo owajero muske Ahmed Abdullahi.
Delighted that they are taking and ensure that this matter, maybe save for the salaries, can be resolved or addressed in the subsequent financial year. Let me allow Senator Mofaya and Senator Sifuna to go on record.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Senator Mwenda Gataya Mofaya, Tarakanidi, member of this committee.
Thank you, Chair and Governor. Karibu to Nairobi. My name is Edwin Sifuna, Senator Nairobi. I'm still a member of this committee. Chair, apologies, I've come late. The Governor of Nairobi was before the Finance Committee. I have had a terrible experience there and gained a new appreciation for you and how we conduct ourselves at this committee. Thank you. You are rightfully here as a member of the Senate and as a member of this committee, so you do not need to re-emphasize your presence. But Karibu.
You forgot to answer he is proud question you have not indicated in your attachment, Chair, and whether all of them are on PNP or how many are temporary, because I know mostly municipalities sometimes use temporary employees or employees that are on contract. So can he distinguish, because he has just written a general letter to the State Department for Public Service and Human Capital Development. So can he clear that, because I've seen in note number 7.
Governor, could you provide that clarity?
Chair, what we responded to was the question was asked by the auditor, so that may require supplementary information to be sought. But why we wrote to IPPD is because the information we need them to separate is what's on IPPD. What's on council or manual is in-house.
Senator Cherargei?
In-house. It's not with them. Not with them. It's
order, Governor.
Governor, I've just asked a very simple question.
Senator Cherargei.
Simple answer.
Senator Cherargei.
Governor is becoming
Governor, I am the chair of this meeting.
Yes.
And please, let's process all the responses and all the communication through the chair. So, Senator,
that's my clarity, and the governor should stop gaslighting some of us. I'm not in the mood today. Chair, I've asked a very simple question through the chair. You have written a letter to request IPPD numbers for permanent. I'm just asking a simple question. In this municipality, how many employees are in PNP and how many are either temporary or casual? Because in note number 7, out of 4.1 billion that you are spending on your employees, 16.1 million is basic wages for temporary employees. That's the clarity I needed through the chair.
Okay, Governor, I think let's go to the issues that are mathematical and accounting.
Chair, let me start with why we wrote the letter to IPPD, because for staff that are permanent.
Mwanchwa umuligerelia eyo ne kamati yeseneti ya kuligerelia wose kuringo lyo butumiki bw'ekibesa yechi county ekarabono yare komo ringolia mugabana bwe county ya Wajir omuske Ahmed Abdullahi igoro yo butumiki bw'ekibesa kiriko batoka kuraseke gancha yeserikali goskabuso mwanchwa umuligerelia ngo muraibe kyama ya DCP omuske rigade gashawa gendera tekona komotia obokorari weserikali inse yomurai wense omuske William Ruto igo gashawa anyare ko bagagoteba nga igo arachie kurigia konekia muraibenso omuske William Ruto anyare ko bagakurusi wabisie kerense ya Kenya go soso bochero bonene bo mwaka ogocha umwaka w'ikiribu Ibere na 2025 nebere igo anyare ko bagakuboria aba Kenya kubwatesia obomo buri boko yamiriria serikali konekia nga serikali yo ya Kenya kwanza yarusiwe obisia sobochero bonene bo mwaka ogocha.
And pretending to be the middle is being against the people. Because if these MPs from the mountain can go to parliament, waangushe finance bill itaanguka. They have the numbers. But they want to play safe and they think they are very safe. Then we have supplementary budget imeletwa leo. Towards the end of the financial year that ends on William Ruto amepanga kuiba 6.2 billion through confidential expenditure. That is money that in cash. It's only remaining 12 days. Huyu Soprano ameweka 200 million. So 200 million, 12 days. Sijui nani nafanya hesabu hapo. 12 days. 12 days to the end of the financial year. Ameweka 200 million, maintenance and operations. There is nothing like that. There is nothing he is maintaining or operating. How much? Yeah? So Soprano siku ataiba 16.7 million every day for the next 12 days. Kasongo State House ameweka other operating expenses 1 billion. 1 billion by 12. Kasongo every day 83.3 million every day amepanga kuiba hizo pesa. Kipchumba Murkomen ni ya Ruto inafichwa kwa Murkomen 1.5 billion under security expenses for 12 days. Office of the President, State Department of Internal Security. How much per day? So Murkomen every day. The National Intelligence Service 3.5 billion. 3.5 billion. Anaiba kila siku 291 million. In total, they are stealing 6.2 billion in 12 days. To bribe, to kufanya maneno ya empowerment programs, and most of it is going to allow for the by-election. That is why you people, we must agree. If Rigathi Gachagua has to make sacrifices to make Ruto one term and support somebody else, we must do it. This wanton theft of public funds, I hear Ruto and the Kalenjin mafia around him wanasema ati ni injury time. Sisi anaenda nyumbani wachukue ile kitu yote iko.
Kutigana nayo mwanchwa omo ligerelia igo togosoa ase oroboti ronde orongao murai wense ya Marekani omoskia Donald Trump iganyane ko bakagotebanga enseyo ya Marekani netie kobwatoka ogosira gotia ase Chinsa chiria choroko ngorwa Africa ekyo chiakire nendwari gose ebinyinyi bya Ebola okwana kurase gikarokeria gia G7 kyo kyare gokorekana imyense ya France igo bono murayo yo wense yo ya Marekani atebirenga enseyo netie konne kyanga ya sirire Chinsa chiria chia orogongoro Africa elyo konne kyanga endwari yo teriko gendera kona gotara gotia ase Chinsa chinde nabo igo yanyere ko bakego sirigwa kegima kurwase oboiko borogongoro Africa.
In our session yesterday afternoon on international partnerships, I offered an update on how the United States is leading the world in responding to the Ebola outbreak in Africa, sending $375 million in aid so far to help stop and contain the crisis at its source. And we've done great. I was with the president of a couple of presidents came over, by the way, from African nations, and they were so happy with what we did. But where it's unfair is we gave $375 million. The rest of the world gave essentially nothing, maybe a couple of bucks, but nothing. And they were all saying, thank you so much. And I think they've done a good job. It's a terrible thing. Ebola is a terrible thing. That's an unbelievable one. Fortunately, it's not like COVID where it's that easy to spread around, but it's rough, and we've done a good job. We've moved people to certain quarantine, certain locations. But today we also had excellent meetings on the economy and artificial intelligence, which is amazing what's going on with that. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. We have to be very careful with it. It's both great and could be bad. We have to be careful with it, but we're leading China, we're leading the world on that. We're allowing them to do their own electric plants because they need, as an example, those buildings are so big, and they're not taking the community's electricity. I gave them the right, it's my idea, I gave them the right to build electric plants like Con Edison in New York. Dig we must, and they've
Anchimulegeria kerobono ngochia gokora keringo muraibenso muske William Ruto uyorenge ase ege kare kyuya G7 ya korekaneta somoche ko Ibere ime ya France unyare kwa bagago ikasense ya Kenya bono igagenderete gokora itaro chinsemo chiria chia Mombasa naboigo ngotiare gokwana sege karokeria yokoriria korenda chinyancha kemanyakanete buna African Ocean Governance Ministerial Event eyo egenderete ase omochie o Shanzu e county ya Mombasa kera yo egenderete koro chinsemechio ndotio ko yaretera ase aya tikire chinga kichinde chiko obwate wikeragabo igo ngogwa kerambya mono sana sokoba amona nche kurekero naga chagete na wikabono ekero na nyarire koba kingo kora aya amona yanda mange gendera kona kuyanyora gwetera se mitandao yeto ya kijamii una mono chinsemo chiria cha Facebook ase page yeto ya Kisi TV amandegere yomugusi na wigo chinsemo chiria cha YouTube ase channel yeto ya Kisi TV amandegere yomugusi abuna okonyora tukubikire taya na yanda mange irinde kwa yanyora ase enchera yoboikirano kerongo makram yamono sana pantalo mageni oyorenge koneke ngachibi chechi na marugianya bia goikira ase enchera yoboikirano wika Chinsa Ibere chamogoroba ekonone ngutio koretera aya tekire nakoganerie otuare emeroberio emiyana koganerie omugaso omotoereru irietara nebotambe Mourice Seretta
aya na yatekire chinga kiechi ime ya Kisi TV Sanga na intwe aso mutandao wetera Instagram amona Twitter @Kisi Television tonyore YouTube na Facebook Kisi TV twakere esimi wetera 0708386041 yanyore onsi ayatekire ime ya Kisi TV amandegere yomuguse